Hello guys, welcome to the new video. It's a summary video wherein I'll be summarizing the trades that I took from the day 27 to day 32. So before that, last where in the video I had posted some of the guys told that show the P&L statement for the this month. So hence I'll be showing you over here. If you see the dates I have chosen is from November 1st to 13, wherein I'll be summarizing for this trades that I had taken. However, I'll be updating about the rest of the month P&L statement at the end of this month. So coming to the overall trend loss that you see over here, I have taken the trades from the 1st of this November till 13th of the November, wherein I have included there is an inclusion of the trades that I took on the Mora trade also. It had around 7,000 as a profit overall. So if you see the overall profit that I gained was around the 72,000, wherein if I minus the trades from the Mora trading, it was around 7,500 or the overall profit which I had taken for the monthly expiry trade where of 90,400 call. So if I minus that, I was around overall. If you cumulatively, if you see it, I have around 7,000, 72,000, almost 73,000 as a profit, and the various charges. If you see, I have around 4,300. Comparatively, I have the lesser charges and the taxes because I've been taking the trades with proper places with minimal risk and higher reward ratios. So with that aspect, the overall profit for this till the mid of this till the 13th of I have 72,000 73,000. So I'll be updating about this of the from the mid of this till the end of the month in the last summary, wherein I think I'll be ending up this series till I think I'll be able to take the trades till the 50th. I hope till this end of this month I'll be able to finish the 50th day of this challenge. So let's move ahead with the trades that I had taken for the day 27. From the day 27, like overall, if you see, I had the zones wherein if I move on to 15-minute time frame, let me show you the overall the trend was like the 200 moving average was on the sloping side over here. When from this day onwards, like almost if you see the Nifty had given a breakout till before we had seen the Nifty was below the 200 moving average on a 5-minute and 15-minute time frame as well. So with that aspect, I was concentrating on the short side majority in this zone. If I cumulatively take this zone, I was concentrated only in the buying puts especially, and at some location wherein I had a confluence on the daily time frame basis and all that. There I had bought some calls, that too in the smaller quantities. But if you observe over here from this day, the Nifty has always been consolidating on above 200 moving average or has been taking support at the 200 moving average. With that aspect, I have been entering in the majority of the on the call side, and there have been instances wherein I shorted the Nifty because on a daily time frame basis I had some confluence and the put writing and call writing aspects also. So if I move on to the day 27, wherein we had seen that Nifty was taking a resistance at this, 19,371 and odd levels. So if I move on to daily time frame basis, we had a confluence of like there was a resistance zone that had been formed. So with that aspect, I let me move on to the 5-minute time frame basis. So let me Okay, coming to this zone over here. So the aspect was like Nifty would has taken a resistance at this point, so I entered in a short side. Short side, however, I was not able to capture the entire move. The my aspect was that Nifty had taken support at this point, wherein we had saw gap up at this point. So this zone will act as a support was my aspect. And when I saw that Nifty was taking resistance at this point, I think I shorted in this zone, and then Nifty was not able to give a breakout. At this point, there was a slight consolidation, and however, in the next couple of candle, it gave a breakdown, and then again, I saw a pullback. But I exited in this, especially in this zone. I was not able to hold it because the premium was decaying, and also there was a slight consolidation, and then afterwards we saw in the Nifty, but I was not able to capture around 2k or something profit overall with the aspect from this trade. However, in the same day, if you observe, there was a resistance that formed over here, and the Nifty was took multiple supports at the same zone in the morning session, and we saw a slight, Nifty was going in a upper direction with a slight consolidation pattern. However, when I saw this zone was taken out and the Nifty took a support at this point, so then I entered in this zone and I was able to capture around 2 to 3K in this trade. However, I was traded in the monthly expiry option with this logic over here. And coming to the next day with the same aspect, if you observe over here, the zone that had been formed in the Nifty was around 90,370 to 90,325 zone. So I had after, in the first scandal itself, the Nifty gave a huge crackdown and there was a slight consolidation pattern being formed over here. And with that aspect, I saw that Nifty was trying to take support at this point. Then I entered in a call side, and then I was able to capture a good move in this aspect. I think 90,350 call or 90,400 was the strike price, wherein I had used for this trade to take the trade in this direction. So I was able to capture a good profit from this trade around 4 to 5K, I guess. So exactly, I don't remember the number, but overall, if you see the profit that I made from the day 27 to day 32 was around 37.8K, with overall cumulatively the adding up the trades. So with that aspect, same day after consolidation and all, I was not able to take any trades during the daytime over here. So what I did is at the end of the day, if you see the date for this was around 7th of November, and with the same at the end of the day around at 3:20 to 3:25 timing, when the market was about to close, I entered in a 90,400 call for the weekly expiry. And however, I had monthly calls as well, but the capital that I used was on a higher side. But I saw that like in the early morning we saw Nifty gapped up, but I was not able to capture the full profit. By the time I executed the trade, I was only able to gain around 6 to 8 points was the points that I was able to gain in the gap up. However, the trade was not that great because in the first scan itself, Nifty gave a breakdown. I was not able to sustain the huge gap up. So with that aspect, and again, if you see the same zone, if I extend over here, there was a consolidation happening in the Nifty overall throughout the day. And then after I saw the candle being formed, I entered in the call side, and I was able to execute. And especially if you see early morning, the price opening was around the similar. And when Nifty was trying to take, was forming a rejection at this point, I executed because before this candle was being formed, my target was exactly the same, wherein the early morning gap up zone, wherein usually when the Nifty we saw a huge crackdown, this will act as a resistance, and then the support zone Nifty had formed almost all in the same zone. And the previous day we had seen a same price action wherein Nifty had taken resistance, and this acted as a support over here. So I was able to capture minor gains from this trade. However, the setup was good over here. Cumulatively, if I move over here in the on 10th of November, we saw a gap down because of the some US overnight queues. And but in the scandal itself, my intention was to go on the long side itself. This was the day before the Muhura trading. Like this was on a Friday, exactly. Friday and Sunday we had a Muhura trading. So Friday early morning after a huge gap down, I thought of like entering in the call side, and however I had been holding the call side for the monthly expiry of 90,400. So in this early morning gap down, I added one more lot in monthly expiry 90,400 call, wherein I had around 500 quantities at this time. So coming to the intraday position that I took was the same. First I thought of Nifty had gap down this much, so this zone will act as a resistance. And with that aspect, I saw Nifty, there was a doji being formed, so I entered in this put side with a very less quantity, around 200 quantities. And I was able to gain around some 5 to 6 points with that aspect. And my intention was not to short, however, because we saw a huge wick at the bottom in the couple of candles of 5 minute time frame. So with that aspect, I gained around five to six points in this. And then what I did is, like, if you observe over here, there was a zone wherein being Nifty formed over here. There were a lot of wicks being formed at this point. So in this, especially in this candle, formed a long position. I took a long position 90,400 for the weekly expiry. So, and my exit was around this zone wherein this will act as a support, like a resistance zone, wherein, as I said, this will be a gap down, wherein we saw this zone huge gap down, and then this the same zone will act as a resistance. With that aspect, I executed my trade at this point. However, there was a slight consolidation, and we saw a huge breakdown and breakout, and the same zone wherein the Nifty had consolidated on the expiry day. Till that, Nifty went down, and again we saw breakdown from that point till the same zone wherein Nifty had been taking support over here a couple of times, and then Nifty went down to break out the uh, previous day, like today, on that day high, and the day which had formed on the previous day with respect to that. So with that aspect, on this day, I was able to capture a lot of trades wherein I especially traded in the same aspect, like the resistance zone and the support zone. There was a pretty much simple uh, logic that I used on this day, wherein, like, if I draw clearly with respect to the zones that Nifty had formed on the Thursday with the expiry day formation, and with that aspect, and we had a lot of confluence with respect to the 200 moving average also. So here on a 5 minute time frame basis, Nifty was taking resistance from the 200 moving average, and with that aspect on the similar basis, there was a lot of support being formed over here. If you see, there were a lot of huge wicks, and with that aspect, Nifty took first resistance at this point, and the second time the Nifty was able to take out this zone, and then we saw a slight consolidation at the 200 moving average zone, and along with this zone wherein, if you see, there is a similarity between these 2 points. So especially these two were a consolidation zone wherein Nifty was trying to decide whether to break out or a breakdown. But in the afternoon session, we saw there was some cues from the Dow Jones future, wherein the Dow Jones futures fell like a huge, and around 200 points in the intraday basis during our market time, and then Nifty took almost like 370 zones around that zone wherein the Nifty took the support, and then we saw a huge rally at the end of the day, and I was able to enter in 90,400 450 call also at the time, wherein I saw the Nifty was taking out the resistance at this point, and then there was a slight consolidation, and then we saw a huge gap up. I was able to capture around I was able to make around 5K from this trade, and cumulatively for this day, entire day, this was a very good trade wherein I was able to make around 15K exactly. I don't remember the number. 10 to 15K was enough profit that I made from this simple setup from the support and the resistance logic. So coming to the other day, wherein the more day was the other, wherein I had monthly expiry call, wherein I booked the profit over at this point. So coming to the other trade that I had took, wherein, if you observe over here, the zone wherein, if you see, the Nifty had formed a lot of resistance at this point around 19,450, where 19,450 was a zone wherein Nifty was taking a lot of resistance, and then we saw a minor crackdown at that point, and there is a instance wherein we saw a huge gap down on the Friday. But if you observe over here on the Friday closing also, the Nifty had been taking resist took almost pull back till the 19,450. However, in the first candle, we saw Nifty gap down, and then we saw a huge candle being formed on 5 minute time frame basis. With that aspect, what I thought, like, the 19,450 to 19,500 was the resistance. With respect to the option chain also, there was a huge call writing at the strike price. With that aspect, I thought, like, this will act as a resistance, and then I entered in a put side. I had made some quantities at the entry in this candle in this zone itself, and then I added up few quantities at this point. And then in couple of candles, I was able to gain a huge momentum as the Nifty crackdown, and there was a support being formed at 200 moving average. With that aspect, I was able to gain around 10K profit with I had around 500 quantities, and however the capital also was lesser than 50K. So with this couple of candles, I was able to gain the profit, with this huge momentum being formed, and then I was able to capture a good move. So cumulatively, if you observe from day 27 to day 32, I guess I was able to make around 37,000, 38,000 roughly. And with the charges and all, if I deduct around 35,000, would I will take it as 35,000 as a overall profit from for this stage. So, and I have already shared the P&L statement for the from the 1st of November to the mid of the November. I'll be sharing the overall profit for the mid from the mid 15th to end of the November by the end of this month, wherein I'll be updating about the P&L statement. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos. I'll be updating about the trades we'll be taking in the next week. Bye.